Thank you all for being here. Today's a great day. We are here today, 33 days after the hurricane. We're back here today in Irwin on I-26 to open up our interstate to one-way traffic each direction so that we can have flow through into this area. And so we're glad to be able to announce that today. Part of what we will do still would be limited in no wide loads, nothing over 12 foot will be able to come through at this time. Obviously, we stood at this place 30 days ago, and we had two bridges totally washed out. And so here today, we're able to back to this community. And that's what this is all about. We have been able to load in 33,000 tons of rock that you see right up here, that has allowed us to be able to asphalt over and create this new roadway. Over 5,000 tons of asphalt. And so when we think about these bridges and we think about our roads, oftentimes we do think in terms of how many tons of this, how many tons of rock, how many tons of asphalt. But the reality is this means so much more than the assets that we're putting into the ground. This is about community. This is about connectivity. This is about making sure that our people in this community and those around are able to access the basic needs that they're trying to get to. And so we're proud today to be able to make this opening. As you know, we're also making significant progress. Our team here with Steve Borden, our regional director, are making significant progress. As you know, when we were here before, we announced that we had, in the aftermath of this hurricane, 49 closures, and we're down now into the single digits. And yeah, let's clap about that. Clap about that. So we now are, everything is under contract or has already been opened. So as you see here today, we're going to be able to do this, but we're going to continually move forward on the other side of the bridge, where we will open that, and then we'll go back and make sure we get the other side fixed after that. And so I want to thank all of these people behind us here today, because our Congresswoman Harshberger, our chairman of our House Transportation Committee, our Senate Transportation Committee, Becky Massey, is here with us today, and was very instrumental in passage of the Modernization Act that really allowed us to react so swiftly in being able to make many of the improvements that we're making here in Upper East Tennessee. And so we're thankful that we were able to get that ability and authority to do this, which is making it possible to be able to really be able to get boots on the ground and asphalt on the ground to be able to get this open. I look behind me here at our troopers, and they were with us that day. They've been with us every day since then in being able to support and take care of getting this road open. We've got our county, city representatives here with us today. Our future representative here with us today. Everybody here has been working day and night to get this road open and to get all of our roads open in this community. And they worked tirelessly, they worked day, they worked night, and nothing is going to stop us from building back in Tennessee, in East Tennessee, and being mountain strong, and we're going to continue to do that. I'll also recognize our federal partners, because we've had great participation and support from our federal partners with FHWA. Our regional administrator is here with us, Dan Hinton, today. Dan, thank you for being here. We appreciate all the support that you've given us. There's a couple of things to note. If you look over here and you look at that debris field, you see the inordinate amount of debris that came through this area, and it's had to be pushed off of this roadway. I asked our folks to put that in perspective, because we've had 70,000 cubic yards of debris. And what I understood from them is that is Neyland Stadium in the entire bowl up over no, not over the top, up over the goalpost.
Oh, wow.
Throughout all of Neyland Stadium is what we're dealing with the amount of debris. I also want to say how much it's meant and how proud I am of our TDOT employees. They were rushing into the water, not out of the water, and they were doing heroic things on that day. I'm going to read you here an account of one of our guys. Steve, where are you guys? Steve and Tommy and Logan, y'all step up here with me. Yeah. So this is in Tommy's words. Myself, Steve, and Arden were heading back to the Unicoi shop when state troopers were closing off I-26 eastbound. As we pulled up, we noticed the vehicles passed where the officers were blocking. I told the officers I was going to go down and check on the vehicles that were down at the bridge, which was right up here. As we started down 26 East, the water was coming up fast and started going onto the road east and west. We got to the bridge and got 5 cars turned around, heading back to exit 37, where the officers were blocking the interstate. Then a man was pushing his black Dodge Neon back toward 37 as much as possible. I got out of our truck to help him and asked if we could pull him. The man said, "Please." I'm glad he did. As the water was rushing and rising, I couldn't get the chain hooked up, so I asked him if we could push him in the car. His reply was, "Please, it's all I have." So I guided Steve driving the truck against the car and jumped on the back of the truck, telling both Steve and the guy to keep the windows down so we could talk to both of them to make sure where we were on the lines of the road. My ankle started, the water started where my feet and knees were underneath. I got to the back of the truck to watch as I was needing to tell the man that we were going to push him faster due to the water rising so quickly and we couldn't see the road anymore. I told the guy to stay on the rumble strips for Steve to go faster. In the water, you could keep pushing the truck sideways a bit as it was getting closer to higher ground. One trooper was talking through the loudspeaker to follow the car in the parked path from where we were. I relayed to Steve and the guy in the car to drive straight towards the officer due to the muddy water, and we could get along with the other vehicles. Several officers were there as we pushed to higher ground. The lieutenant met us at the truck as we got out of the car and said we'd saved many lives and the guy in the black neon just dodged life. The guy thanked us, drained out his car, and went on his way. So I just want to commend these guys here today and the work that they did. Yes. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, buddy. So we'll, with that, we'll answer any questions that you may have. Congresswoman, come back over here. Yeah,
come on, boys.
these
Stay
guys.
around.
Yeah.
Don't move.
Senator, come back up here with me
Okay.
in case. Yeah.
Can I add something to what Butch just said? And I can call him by his first name. Commissioner Ely, listen, he is a friend, and what they've done is nothing short of a miracle. And I want to thank everybody who's worked so hard, the first responders, all the people in this community and from across the country that have come and helped the people in this district that I serve. These guys, I love talking to the DOT workers. They tell you just exactly how many load of gravel it took, where they got it, because these are things that interest me. What's the stability of the bridge? Listen, you know, at a federal level, I've worked to bring money to the DOT for road projects, sewer, water, whatever whatever I need. I'll get as much as I can for this district. They call them community projects. Well, rest assured, we're going to go back and we're going to do a plan to put everything together. And I know you're working on numbers, so are we. And we're going to do our darndest to get as much money as we can back to these victims in Tennessee. And I can't thank you enough, Commissioner, for what you've done. It's a miracle in 33 days. Think about this. And, you know, Florida has nothing on Tennessee when it comes to getting these bridges back up and running. And to know that this is something that we've never experienced, and for these guys and these hard workers back here and our THP to be here every step of the way, and at all these DRCs and MARC centers. Listen, there's no better place in the country to be than right here in the 1st District, and Commissioner Ely has stepped up, and I applaud them, and please keep praying for our district, because there's people, like he said, you guys, that's all that gentleman had was a neon. Yeah. And you're heroes. You're absolute heroes. And I'm blessed to call you my friends. Yeah. So,
amen.
Thank you.
Amen. Chair?
Thank y'all for being here, but more importantly, what everybody needs to know is you often hear about government working in silos. This time the government, all our state government or federal government, we worked intertwined with each other. Our local governments, everybody came together and said, what can we do? How can we help? Lives were saved by our state employees, by our TVA, by our federal folks, and we're all working together to rebuild. And it is miraculous that we're getting things back up as quick as we are, but we can't thank our state employees enough. And I'm going to be their biggest champion. I already was a champion of them, but I'm a bigger champion of them now because they're amazing. So, but thank you all for being here. And
all right.
We have the best regional director in the state that is overseeing all this reconstruction and everything, and we're lucky to have one that knows everything inside and out here in East Tennessee.
Very good. All right, any questions?
Commissioner, congratulations on getting it done in 33 days. Put in perspective what this would have, in a normal span, taken to do a project like this.
Yeah, well, obviously, it would take months or years, literally. But what we decided was to take this measure to get it open quickly, to get that connectivity back for the community. And so this is a stopgap measure to be able to go ahead and move quickly and get it open to one-way traffic in both directions while we then move over and build it back on the other side of the road. And so it's saved weeks and months and maybe years.
How long do you think the entire project will take once you switch back and forth and get it
well, I won't put a date on it yet, but it'll be a matter of months, not years. We're gonna strive to get it back open as quickly as possible. Yes.
You touched on the ways that the federal agencies are helping. We know that the Federal Highway Administration gave $32 million to Tennessee DOT. Can you explain where that money is going and how it's helping with this project?
Well, yes. So our federal partners, and we had the FHWA administrator here a few weeks ago, and she went with us up to I-40, and we did get that $32 million. And so what you're seeing here today is partially a function of those $32 million, both here as well as the I-40 opening. And so those are immediate dollars that we could put to work today. It's going to take a lot more than that. I mean, we're still adding up the dollars, but it is several $100 million of damage that we have seen here in East Tennessee. And so we're going to continue putting those numbers together. Fortunately, our system allows us to be able to replace and get reimbursed, for the most part, what the damage that we have seen here in Tennessee on the roadways. And so we're going to continue to work with our federal partners. We're keeping meticulous records to make sure that we know exactly how much damage was done, where it was done, and how we've completed it. And so we'll be keeping up with that, and then we'll be working with our federal partners to seek that reimbursement as time goes on.
It was basically a down payment,
Yeah,
in other words.
that's right.
I know this project's been kind of fast-tracked, but how long did it take from the concept of doing this to get started on it? Was it pretty much instant?
Pretty much instant. I mean, within hours, we were coming up with solutions.
Yeah.
Within days, we had the contract in place to be able to start the work that you've seen here today. And so we just jumped immediately into being able to get somebody working on this project. All right, anything else? Thanks, guys, appreciate it.